From Ticker News with Aaron Young, this is Ticker Today.
Hello, thanks so much for joining me. Amazon backtracks on its plan to show how tariffs influence prices on its e-commerce platform Haul. The move has drawn criticism from the White House, with President Trump calling Jeff Bezos to personally complain. As Donald Trump now marks 100 days in office, Democratic leaders are facing mounting pressure from supporters frustrated by their resistance strategy against Trump. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has taken aim at Donald Trump, warning that the political divide in the US could pose challenges for Peter Dutton at this weekend's election. And Mark Carney has been sworn in as Canada's new Prime Minister, steering the Liberal Party to an unexpected and impressive win. Today, he lashes out at the United States. And in markets, US markets ended the day on a positive note, buoyed by progress in trade talks and strong earnings, though oil and gold slipped amid economic jitters. You're watching Ticker Today, the latest news and business moving the world. Let's get started. First today, Amazon has announced it won't display how tariffs impact prices on its shopping site Haul, despite earlier considerations. The company's decision drew attention from the White House pretty much immediately, where the Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt condemned it as a political act. Following this, President Trump jumped on the phone, reaching out to Jeff Bezos, expressing concerns, but then later praising him for a quick resolution. Have a look.
Great. Jeff Bezos was very nice. He was terrific. He solved the problem very quickly, and he did the right thing, and he's a good guy.
The planned tariff changes starting in May impact Amazon and its competitors, as many sellers rely on a duty exemption for small shipments from China. Now, it is Donald Trump's 100 days in office, and the Democratic leaders are responding to growing frustration and concern among their own voters regarding their fight against President Trump. In a bid to demonstrate their commitment, Democrats have organised a series of high-profile speeches today, sit-ins and also events. In the Senate, Minority Leader Chuck Schumer highlights what he calls 100 days of distress as they challenge the Trump administration late into the night.
From one end of the government and one end of the country to the other. So let's do a simple review. In these 100 days, what has gone up? Cost of groceries, up. Energy costs, up. Cost of clothes, of homes, of cars, up. What has dropped? Your retirement and 401ks, down. The stock market, down. The dollar, down. And today, we saw the trend continue. Consumer confidence, down. And that's not just a statistic. Consumers, when they don't have confidence, don't buy things. Businesses, when they see chaos, freeze. I have talked to business people, some of the biggest businesses, medium-sized businesses, and small businesses. They're all frozen.
Meanwhile, pressure mounts as a recent poll reveals 61% of Democratic supporters disapprove of their congressional leadership amid concerns about effectively opposing Republican dominance. In Australia, the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has made bold remarks about Donald Trump, asserting that the divisiveness in the United States spells trouble this weekend for Peter Dutton. Mr Albanese warns Australians do not want a repeat of US-style politics, especially as Donald Trump hints at future trade talks with Australia overnight after the elections. He strongly linked Dutton to using Trump-like tactics, but declared Australian voters aren't embracing the approach. Meanwhile, President Trump acknowledged Australia has reached out regarding trade. In Canada, Mark Carney has been elected as the new Prime Minister, leading the Liberal Party through a remarkable comeback. Early estimates show the Liberals received 43% of the popular vote, just ahead of the Conservatives' 42%. It was tight. Despite not securing a parliamentary majority, Carney pledged to negotiate a new economic and security deal with President Trump, signalling the need for Canada to protect its resources and sovereignty. The election results highlight a shift in voter sentiment as Carney now aims to address economic challenges and reinvigorate trade with Europe and Asia. In his victory speech, he lashed out at the US.
Our old relationship with the United States, a relationship based on steadily increasing integration, is over. The system of open global trade, anchored by the United States, a system that Canada has relied on since the Second World War, a system that, while not perfect, has helped deliver prosperity for a country for decades, is over. These are tragedies, but it's also our new reality. We are over the shock of the American betrayal, but we should never forget the lessons.
And President Trump is set to ease the burden of automotive tariffs by reducing duties on foreign parts used in American-made cars. The move aims to support domestic automakers and strengthen ties with American workers, according to the Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. The new deal will prevent additional levies on imported vehicles and provide reimbursements for tariffs that businesses have already paid. As Trump heads to Michigan to celebrate his first 100 days in office, the auto industry expressing optimism about the changes, which they believe will alleviate financial pressures. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi has firmly urged nations to stand strong against US trade threats, branding President Trump as a bully. Speaking at the BRICS meeting in Brazil, Wang says that yielding to pressure will only encourage further aggression from the United States. He highlighted that tariffs should not be used as bargaining chips, asserting that cooperation is crucial for global trade. Despite rising tensions, China expressed its willingness to support normal business operations with the US while denying any current trade negotiations. The markets and US stocks closed higher Tuesday, boosted by developments in trade negotiations and corporate earnings, although crude and gold prices fell due to recession concerns. Here's how it looks. The Dow surged by 300 points, leading the major indexes. The S&P 500 saw its sixth consecutive day of gains. Positive signals from ongoing tariff discussions bolstered investor sentiment, despite diminishing consumer confidence and job openings. In global markets, European shares continued their upward trend, supported by strong bank earnings. Meanwhile, oil prices declined due to fears of a global recession. And Snap has started the quarter on a challenging note, with shares plunging 12% after the company opted not to provide guidance due to economic uncertainties affecting advertising demand. Despite reporting first quarter revenue of $1.36 billion, slightly above expectations, Snap faced a net loss of $140 million. That's equal to 8 cents per share. Daily active users grew to 460 million. The company's subscription service, Snapchat Plus, hit 15 million subscribers. Snap's advertising revenue saw a year-on-year increase of 9%, mainly driven by direct response ads.